what were the Rams doing defensively? What made this a tough game for you guys on offense?
Well, just not sustaining the drives throughout the entire course of the game, the flags, us not executing as an offense, putting up points late in the game. We did well going into halftime, but this came out and they just were more dominant than we were.
Curtis?
Yeah, Gerald, it seemed like the first half tonight was like a lot of the first halves you guys have had this year where you struggled to have the third downs and get going offensively. At this point in the season, just what kind do you make of that issue you guys have had getting going and spinning it to tonight and some of your observations with why that might have been?
Tough to say. Going against a new team each week. This is the NFL and everybody's talented. Everybody gets paid. The edge rushers did a good job tonight, coming off the edge, and the secondary did a good job trying to break up the deep balls, but we just have to be better on offense.
Michael Sean?
Gerald, how are you personally feeling right now, just after the loss?
It's tough. I try not to be too down. I want to remain positive and still give everything I got, try to be as dominant as possible for the remainder of the season, as if we were still going to the playoffs, and, just try to let that rub off on some of the guys. But obviously, we want to be the ultimate competitors, and we want to do everything we can to put this team in the right position and on the right track. It just didn't go our way tonight.
Thanks.
Art?
Gerald, you guys were 1 for 11 on balls beyond passes beyond 10 yards. What was happening in the deeper passing game as far as you could tell?
Well, we took a couple sacks in the backfield. They came out and played some good coverages. They zoned us mostly throughout the game, and we just couldn't find those voids. And just tough because we were getting open, but just not sustaining those type of drives that we had in the first quarter throughout the entire course of the game, and that's the result you have.
Bob?
Yeah, Gerald, what did you think the delay of the game for a couple of days, it had much of an impact on anything?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with the way we practiced this week. We practice the same way we normally do. The delay of games, it could be a number of things, whether it be not getting our play in fast enough or not keeping an eye on the clock or the referees holding the ball too long at the center. It could be a number of those things. So I can't really pinpoint just one specific explanation as to why we had those delay of games.
Brady?
Well, Gerald, I'll re-ask the question that Bob, I think what he meant was having the game delayed by 2 days.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he meant to ask, how did that impact you guys?
I wouldn't say it impacted us at all. Obviously, we had some guys out with COVID as well as the Rams, and it was honestly a shock to me that they actually moved the game because they said they wouldn't postpone any games in the beginning of the year. But it's a Showtime game, and it's Tuesday night. Everybody's watching, but it came down to the last couple drives, and we just didn't finish.
I was going to ask you if you had a chance to see the play where the DJ Dallas play on 4th down near the end of the game, and if so, what did you think of that?
I did. I think personally that the refs threw a lot of flags that they could have kept, and they didn't throw the flags that they needed to throw, in my personal opinion. But I'm not an officiating referee, so I don't really know the rules or the threshold as to when to throw a flag or when not to. We're all ball players playing physical, and if I were a referee, I would have thrown that flag, despite the way that the game has gone. But it's not my call.
Thanks.
Greg Bell? Greg?
Gerald, how would you describe the guys and the mood in the locker room right now?
We compete to the end. Everybody's trying to remain positive and still stay together, but it's a tough loss tonight. It's a tough loss that we definitely wanted to have, and especially for me, not being able to battle the Rams the first time or being able to be out there with the guys that compete with COVID, but that's how it goes, especially in this business coming to their stadium. It's the swing of the game.
Thanks, Gerald. Thank you, everyone. Russ is right here. Thanks, Gerald.